We don't talk about nothing no more. Nothing. We don't talk about nothing no more. Nothing. We don't talk about nothing no more. Nothing. We don't talk about nothing no more. Feels like I've been doing way too much, babe. Feels like I've been walking through your stuff, babe. Over time, lately it's been getting kind of tough, babe. Feels like say something, 'cause we don't talk about nothing no more. No, nothing.
Hey. Happy Sunday, and welcome to Date 'em All Sis, the podcast. I am your host, Erica Alston Buck, and boy, have I missed you. Look at all these people here already, Andrea. I'm going to wait a few minutes because I have told you guys since Thursday that I'm telling this story one motherfucking time. So we're going to wait a few minutes. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are here each and every Sunday with me for our podcast, Date 'em All Sis, I welcome you back. Thank you so much for hanging out with the girl. We have conversations about the dating pool and the P in it. And I've been taking one for the team since March. I am out here in these dating streets, dating them all sis, and coming back to you, reporting on the good, the bad, and the indifferent. Yes, I'm Erica Alston Buck. If you're not following me on Facebook, you see right here, follow me on Facebook at Erica Alston Buck. Hello, Mia Lita Cofield. Hello, Maria. I see Carla McCoy, Tina Lloyd, Alicia Keels. Hello, everyone. Or should I say, hey, you nosy motherfuckers. If you went to church today, please understand that I have a potty mouth. I talk like a sailor. I am not the good deaconess Erica Alston Buck. I am the only person that I know how to be, and that's me. So welcome. I'm going to hang out for a little bit for you guys to jump on. And if you're part of my morning broadcast, get ready with me each and every day at 8 a.m. I don't say anything to anybody unless you come into the house and speak. So I need you to click a heart, a like, say hello, throw up an emoji, throw up some handcuffs, because we're going to talk about where the fuck I've been for the past couple of weeks. And because this is Date 'em All Sis, I will not abandon my platform and not talk about what we're here to talk about, and that is it's cuffing season, and many of us are preparing to be cuffed. If you don't have anyone yet, I told you, cuffing season started October 1st. If you were looking to be booed up over the look, it was a rainy, cold day today. Did you have somebody spooning on the sofa? No. Cuffing season, ladies, from October to Valentine's Day. These dudes want to be cuffed up for a little bit. And we have taken our power back. We are allowing ourselves to be cuffed if we choose to. And that's what I'll say about that right now. We are here. Hello, Shervat Rush, Lisa Mitchell, Mia Cofield, not just a Zumba instructor, Ashley. Mia was one of those Kango jump instructors. That's how I met Mia. So Mia is just a fitness powerhouse. So I'm glad to have you all here, whether you're being nosy or not. Builds up my viewership. Thank you. So we're going to talk about, what's the name of the show, Andrea? When I reference Andrea, I'm not talking to my daughter. I have my lovely, lovely, lovely producer who keeps all this shit together. Andrea Harrison is backstage and she helps me by posting all of her comments. She runs the show. She lets you guys know what we're talking about. She reminds me with my ADD what the name of the show was. Where I've been. Real talk. Cheers. Hey, Catrice Woodland. Hey there, Miss Jackson. Tracy, Brandon. Wow, we got a lot of people here. I'm going to get started. So I did mention, I think I came back on Friday morning for my Get Ready With Me 8 a.m. Broadcast and told you guys that, I told you some, because I just couldn't just, disappear for 16 days and pop back on Facebook like, hey, doing my makeup, have a great day. So many of you, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm going to tell this. Hey there, Tina Lloyd. Cheers. Thank you. If people who know me personally, there are some people on here who know me personally. I don't live a life behind the scenes. I am who I say I am 100% of the time. I tell the truth. Even when it's uncomfortable. And I absolutely, positively am intentional about telling the truth about me because I don't have the brainwidth to, hey, Kimberly Wiggins, I'm so glad you're here. I don't have the brainwidth to keep up with lies or remember what the fuck I told this person if I didn't tell that person. So I tell the same story all the time, and that story is the truth. When I was saying I'm intentional about something, I'm also intentional about, often I share, be kind. And I say be kind because, one, you just should fucking be kind. Be kind. Also because since 2020, even before 2020, but magnified in 2020, everyone is experiencing something. Hello, Catherine Ingram. Each and every one of us here are 35. Oh, Lord. Oh, and Juliet. 35 and Juliet. I love you, Juliet. Thank you. We should be kind because each and every one of us is experiencing something. You don't know what the person in front of you in line is going through, the person on your job that you don't have a personal relationship with. You catch the bus, the people on the bus, the people you pass in traffic, the person that you're sitting at the red light next to, like everyone is experiencing something. And if you have an opportunity to smile just the fuck because, and to be kind, we just should, right? And it's shown in our news every day. Like people are at a breaking point. Like our crime, Baltimore's got fucked up crime, but it's magnified around the world. People are short-circuited right now because many people are walking out of their door going, if one more motherfucker, if one person today, if anybody says anything to, that's the times that we're living in right now. So I say all of this because on November 7th of last year, I was arrested, right? And I have gone through my daily life. None of you knew that. I'm a publicist by trade. I have a huge social media platform. I say a lot. I post a lot. And many people believe, strangely, that I post everything about me. I post a lot. But I'm a human being with a real personal life. I have a personal life. I've got lots of shit. Know this, that when I am mentioning this guy or that guy, there's always a guy that I'm seeing that I don't mention at all. Because that is my personal relationship that I am keeping to myself. Because I'm allowed. And strangely, when you have a public persona or you live a life out loud, people believe that you owe them a fucking explanation about things that are happening in your life. I don't. I don't owe anyone an explanation. However, because I live a life of transparency, and I'm bigger than that, because I live a life where I'm not going to have anyone in this world have any power or control in my life. Because if you live in secret, if you're tiptoeing around shit that you're doing, and anyone knows this, you give people in your life power to blackmail you. You risk the opportunity. You risk the chance of waking up one day and your shit being blasted. Those are the things that I hold dear to me. I'm not giving anyone any power over my life that I'm not allowing, right? So understand, on November 7th, I was arrested, and you guys knew nothing about this because it's none of your fucking business, right? I went to a party, and I woke up in jail. I'm going to share something with you tonight, intricate details, as much as I want. Hello there, Randy. I'm going to share what I want, and trust and believe it won't be everything, because I don't owe anyone everything. The people who have everything are my children, the producer of my show, who's my friend. There are a couple of people on this thread that have the whole story, because people that are near and dear to me, whose opinion of me matters, right? And understand that what people that I don't know, what people that I don't know think about me, I have zero fucks. So I've been told that I'm kind, but I'm not nice. There are people on this thread that know what happens when people fuck with me, right? I've not always been tiptoeing through the motherfucking daisies, Erica, right? You don't smoke crack and hang on corners on Pennsylvania Avenue, not having punched a bitch in the face. However, I choose not to be that person today. And I make that choice. Because I'm in recovery, I have to make a choice to be a good person every day. Understand what I just said. I have to choose to do right. I have to choose to be kind. I have to choose to be nice. However, at any given moment, I am capable of not. If you don't believe me, try me. With that out of the way, I went to a party on November 7th, and I woke up in jail. And up until the intricate details unraveled for me, that's all I had. So let's start there. It was November 7th, which was a Sunday, right? On Saturday, I went to school. On the Friday before, I worked out like a crazy person with my personal trainer, and I'm going back for a reason. On Friday the 5th, I went to my personal trainer and I worked out, and I hadn't in a while. And Saturday, I felt like, whoa, bitch, you ain't worked out in a while. I had some pain and some discomfort. But if you work out, if you run, if you do any strenuous activity, the second day is the one that kicks your ass, right? So the next day I had some pain, some discomfort. And those of you who know me know that I have fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain disorder. I am regularly, when you go to the doctor and say, what's your pain level? Regularly, I'm a 7. Every day, I'm a 7, right? When it rains, like days like today, I'm a 9. There was a part of today where I was a 10. However, on Saturday, the day after I worked out, I was like an 8. And it got progressively worse, right? So I'm at school, and I'm prescribed narcotic pain. I'm prescribed narcotic pain medications, right? And because of who I am and what I am and what I believe in, I am not taking narcotic pain medication all day. I'd be like this. And I don't think anyone's ever seen me that way, right? I will take a Motrin. I will take a leave. I will take whatever to relieve myself of pain. And I take the narcotic pain medication when I absolutely have to, right? It's so funny. I just said that, and I'm positioning myself because I'm in a lot of pain right now. My back is like ridiculous. So anyway, I go to school. I'm very uncomfortable by midday, and I'm in school from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I'm in seated hard chair all day, already in pain, fibromyalgia acting up, and I decide that I'm in too much pain to drive home from Philadelphia. And you guys know I go to the casino. I am comped hotel rooms in every metropolitan city. I can get a hotel room anywhere. I'm in Philadelphia. I call Philadelphia Live. I get a comp room. I'm going to spend the night in Philadelphia because I can't drive. I'm in pain, right? So I check into the hotel and I take my pain medication. I order food. I chill in the room. And I wake up the next day in pain. It's Sunday. I ask for a late check-in at 12 o'clock. I get up and I take my pain medication. And I was intentional about taking my pain medication. And I'm going to stop right here for a reason. People with addiction, a history of addiction, it's said that your body doesn't know the difference between a prescribed medication and an illicit drug. I don't play with that shit, right? There is nothing in this world that I would do to risk the life that I live for a feeling. So I'm very conscious about how and when I take medication. The world knows that I'm social. I'm out and about and I drink. I've not used an illicit drug in 26 years, right? I drink wine at home. I go out to events, dinner, whatever. I do not drink more than 2 drinks. There are people here that have been out with me, sometimes 3, depending on how whack the bartender is. But anyone who's been out with me cannot report that you've ever been out with me drunk and intoxicated or acting a fucking fool. It's just not what I do, right? And because I take this medication sometime, I never, ever drink and use my medication. And all of this is going to be information needed later in this fucking story, right? So I take my medication at 12 o'clock because I'm going to a party in Baltimore at 7 p.m. Hear me closely. I know when I go to this party, I'm going to drink. So I am on purpose taking my medication at 12, going, okay, it's going to take me an hour and a half to get home. I'm going to take a shower and get dressed. It's going to be 2 hours. I got to drive an hour to go get Andrea, my daughter, because she's going to the party with me. She ain't going to be ready. That's another hour. Then we're going to drive to the party, and it's going to be 6 hours between me taking my medication and I get to the party. I'll wait an hour. I'll have a drink. I don't know how much work you have to do in planning when you're going to have a drink, but that's what I have to do, right? And it's never failed me. So that's exactly what happens. I take my medication. I leave. I drive home the hour. I get to Andrea. We arrive at the party around 7 or so. I dap up everyone, and I have a glass of champagne. Have a glass of champagne, social, hanging out, DJ. I know the DJ. I know everyone at the party. We're having a great time. I took lots of pictures this day. They're on Instagram still. I don't look like I'm fucked up. So the food is being passed on trays. There are people walking around with hors d'oeuvres. And a tray arrives to me with sliders on it. The tray gets to me. I pick up the slider, and for whatever reason, I don't know why I did this. When I picked up the slider, I turned it over to look at the bottom of it, and it was molded. The bottom bun of the slider was green, black, and white. The person holding the tray, the waitress, we made eye contact, and she took that tray and ran into the kitchen. I went to the birthday person and said, hey, Strangers came around to me. No one saw it but me, but the food was molded. He took me over to the person that was handling his event. I talked to them. I showed her the person that had the molded food. She went to talk to them. And as a result of that, I'm like, I ain't eating shit in here. So I'm drinking and I didn't eat. That's another no-no for me. I look, go out with me. You see water, you see food. If I'm not hungry, at least the fries. I do not drink and not eat. That's a recipe for drunkenness, right? So I don't eat. Party's fine. One of my friends that was at the table with us is her boyfriend comes. Her fiance comes, actually. When he arrives, he buys a round of drinks for everyone at the table. I got a margarita. Drink my margarita, all is well. Still haven't had any food. I drank water, all is well. We're good. Party ended. Still early. Anyone who follows me regularly knows that on Sundays, I used to go to this crab place on Sundays. Every Sunday I go eat crabs at this place. And because it was still early, I asked my daughter who's with me, you want to go to the crab place? And she's like, I don't know. My girlfriend, her fiance was there. They were leaving. We decided we're not going to go do the crab thing. So it's time to go home. Folks, I walked over to the host of the party, gave him a hug, said goodbye, went over to the DJ, dapped the DJ up, came back to my table, hugged everybody at the table, said my goodbyes. Understand this, I'm at a table, round table event, 10 people, 3 of which are my friends, her fiance, my daughter. If I was not capable of driving, no one would have let me leave that party like that. Those are the people in my village. Those are the people that I go out with. Yo, sis, sit your ass down, drink some more water, have a cup of coffee, do something, but you can't drive like that. That wasn't that's not what was going on. So I get up to leave. I give everybody, I'm not seated. I hug everybody, we leave, I get my daughter, we walk out the door, and that's all I remember. The next thing that happens in my life is I wake up on a concrete slab in a concrete box by myself, barefoot. My wrists have gashes and are red, and there's a knot. My ankles hurt so fucking bad. And where are my shoes? I get up, I walk to the door of this jail cell and knock. The police come to the window, and I say to the police, why am I here? He said, why are you here? I said, why am I here? And he says to me, I'm going to cry. He says to me, I don't know what happened on the last shift, but we've got a strict directive to not allow you to speak to a commissioner until you below the legal drinking limit. I said, I blew above the legal drinking limit. This man is looking at me like I'm a fucking alien from Mars. When I tell you I have no idea what the fuck happened. I've never had a DUI in my life. This was terrifying. I don't have anything in here. Oh, fuck. I wasn't expecting this, people. So when I say be fucking kind, for all of you motherfuckers that wanted to screenshot my case search, for all of you that want to spread fucking rumors. Excuse me. Patricia, thank you so much. That's all I've been hearing lately. That didn't even cross my mind. Did someone slip you something? It gets worse. So the police say to me, you can't see the commissioner until you blow below the legal drinking limit. And I said, well, can I do it now? He says, do you feel intoxicated? I said, absolutely not. I said, do I sound intoxicated? He said, they look at each other like, sounds fine to me. Thank you so much, Carrie. So one police officer stayed at the door of the cell. The other police officer came in with the breathalyzer, and he told me to blow, and I blew, and he turned beet fucking red. He looked at the other police officer, and the officer was like, what? And he says, she's still 2 times above the drinking limit. What the fuck is in me? Look, when I tell you as sober as I am talking to you right now, is how I was talking to the police. He says, she's still 2 times. What the fuck? He says, are you coherent? I said, absolutely. He says, do you feel intoxicated at all? I said, no. He says, I'm going to let her see the commissioner. And the other guy with the breathalyzer, I let her go too. She's fine. And they let me go. So on record is because they were told not to let me see a commissioner until I blew under, they didn't record that. They didn't record that breathalyzer. I never took a breathalyzer when I got arrested. There are no numbers blown on record for Erica Alston Buck. Erica Alston Buck does not have a DUI where she blew whatever fucking numbers and was arrested. It never happened, right? So I go to the Nope. I don't just go to the commissioner. Understand that I was arrested by state troopers. I'm in a state troopers barrack in Golden Ring somewhere. And they put me in a trooper car to take me to Catonsville to see a commissioner. When I get into the state trooper's car, the state trooper says to me, you were supposed to sign and I forget whatever, it was 2 letters and 2 numbers. I forget what he said to me. And he didn't give it to you. I said, who? He said, the dick that arrested you. Remember this. And I said, what? And he said it again, whatever this form is, when you get arrested for a DUI, you're supposed to sign some 2 letters, 2 numbers. I can't remember what it is. And that's not on file for you. And I was like, okay. So he said it again slowly. And I said, oh, I'll let my attorney know that. He says, now you hear me. Okay? I've left that part out when I told people the story, right? So then he gives me my charging documents. When I tell you, I learned what I did to get arrested when that man gave me the charging documents. It's 3:00 in the morning. He hands me these papers. I begin to read it and begin bawling. Because I don't know who the fuck this mad woman is. And I did what? I said, what? And I am bawling. He says, do you have an attorney? I said, yes. This state trooper gave me his cell phone and said, call your attorney. And I called my attorney. He says, okay, you're on your way to see the commissioner. Let's see. You'll probably be released. If there's a bail, whatever we have to do, we'll get you out and I'll see you in the morning. I go see the commissioner. The commissioner, now I've done a lot of shit. I've smoked crack. I've been homeless. I've done a lot of shit. But what I ain't done is gone to jail, right? So I'm with the commissioner, and the commissioner looks at my charging documents, and he looks at me. He looks at these, and he says, based on your not having a criminal history, I got traffic shit, man. You want to know somebody that drove on a suspended? There was a time in my life, every time I got pulled up by the police, I knew my car was getting towed, some shit. Only time I knew my license was suspended is because the police told me about it. Look, that ain't even happening no more in my life. So when I tell you, this commissioner looked at these documents and looked at me and said, based on what this report says, you should be sitting in here. But because you don't have any priors, against my better judgment, this man says, I'm going to release you on a $2,500 cash bond. I caught a lift to my daughter's house. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I get myself ready. I go to work. And because of who I am, man, I am so grateful that I live my life the way that I live it. Because the first thing I did when I got to my client's office was say, bitch, I got locked up last night. She was like, what? A DUI? Wait a minute. I got a DUI and 16 other charges. First degree assault, second degree assault, third degree assault, accident, leaving the scene. Like, you name it. This was some Law and Order fucking miniseries shit. And I don't remember nothing. I went to a party and woke up in jail. And I got 17 charges. So I went to work and I told them, thank God, because y'all know what happened? About 30 days later, one of you motherfuckers sent an anonymous envelope to my client's office with my case search saying that I had been arrested and charged with all this stuff. Who has this kind of time? Why is my life and my livelihood so important to you? Whoever you are, you fucking asshole, coward, bitch. Anonymously made photocopies of my charging documents and a mugshot and sent it to my client. Guess what my client did? Call me on phone. Girl, where you at? Come to my office. I went to the office and she handed me this. I'd already told her myself. What, you want me to lose my client? Or you want me to be broke? Like you? Thank God. So we just gave them all the credit that they deserved. All the energy you'll get. And, let me tell you. So I figured out who it was, right? We figured out who it was. Let me tell you, this is who I am. Let's see. It's still in my phone. 1 minute. Oh, it wasn't in December. I'm sorry. It was February 21st. I said, hi there. It's Erica Alston Buck. Not sure if you ever saved my number in your phone. I hope you're doing amazing things and have landed in a place where you are celebrated. Just had a quick question because we received the letter you mailed about me. It made me smile. 1, I smile because I don't do venom and toxicity to other Black women because I understand we each have our gifts and callings and enough meaningful stuff to not waste time hating each other. 2, I laugh because I don't have secrets and the content of your letter was shared with the person's name back in November of last year when it actually occurred. And finally, I laugh because I've never done one thing to you, yet you take the time to try to garnish my reputation. Secrets kill. I stopped keeping them a long time ago. Perhaps you'll get over this and we'll grab a cocktail together one day and laugh about this together. Be well. Much success to you in your next move. Remember, we get blessed by being blessings to others, not by trying to tear each other down. And I sealed it with a heart. That's how I responded to someone trying to tear me down. So I went to court in January for the first time, and they were seeking jail time. I have no priors for DUI. I have no priors for assault in any degree. And they wanted to send me to jail. The state of Maryland was requesting jail time. And my lawyer said, we're absolutely not going to accept jail time. This makes no sense. We're going to postpone it. We postponed it till June. My attorney was in the midst of a winning campaign. And because of this, he could not go to court with me in June. A partner showed up for me. In June, they were still requesting jail time. My attorney, although he could not be there, he called me on the phone, says, yo, E, they're still requesting jail time. What we're going to do is send it to a jury. We're going to ask for a jury trial. By then, the election will be over. I'll be in position. I'll walk in the courtroom with you after the election, and we'll have all of this dismissed. Thank you so much, sir. I look forward to that. We asked for a jury trial. The jury trial was scheduled for Tuesday, September 13th, 2 weeks ago. I got my little happy ass up. I got to backtrack this. The Friday before the court date, I was talking to someone today about this, and I'm about to do it right now. Those of you who have been on my morning show, I just did that because there's some phlegm thing going on in the back of my throat. When I'm doing my makeup thing, if you have been on my show, you saw this shit, raise your hand. I keep going, I don't know what that is, and it's fucking gross, but I do that, and I keep talking to you like I just didn't just like swallow a wad of shit, and I just keep on going, but that was happening. And also on my morning show, I kept telling you guys I was putting extra powder around my nose, and jokingly I said, because I must have monkeypox or COVID or something because my nose is always running, and I was putting extra powder under my nose. Do you remember me saying that? I've been saying that shit for 2 weeks, and nobody said you might have COVID. Didn't think about it. Well, I didn't think about having COVID. However, Friday I went out. You guys see the videos. Me, April Watts, and Peace. We're out at the rooftop at Breathe. We're having a good time. And I smoke hookah. You guys have seen me. I do hookah all the time. So I have this cough Saturday, and I'm blaming it on hookah. Now, I'm not always the sharpest tool in the shed, but hey, I got a little cough. I've never had COVID. I don't know what the fuck COVID feels like. I got this cough, but the cough turned into like this fire pit in my chest. 35. And I had this fire in my chest, and I was like, this don't feel right. I got this phlegm in the back of my throat, my nose is running, and I'm coughing like I got tuberculosis. I work in healthcare. We readily have COVID tests. I go to work on Monday. I take a COVID test. It says negative. I'm hacking, coughing. I don't have COVID. All right, I'm cool. Throughout the course of the day, I broke out in sweat. I feel lightheaded. Like weird shit is happening. I on my way home on Monday. You don't more than that. On my way home on Monday night, I feel like I'm going to die. I live at exit 89. There is a urgent care in Bel Air at exit 77. After pulling over, I was so lightheaded and it was weird. I went to urgent care. I go into urgent care and I nearly passed out inside this place. I get in there. My forehead is drenched wet. I'm sick as shit. Now I'm dying and I'm convinced I have COVID. I take another COVID test there, PCR test, and they say I don't have COVID. However, what they did say was based on how I was feeling, what was happening. I probably had COVID within the last 2 weeks, and I was having long-lasting COVID symptoms. Okay. Am I contagious? Nope. All right. I drink water, do whatever. There's a drink fluids, get some rest. I think I'm going to have long-term COVID effects. I'm put that up there. My producer stepped away. I see you, Juanita. Yep, that's where I am right now. So that happens. I get up Tuesday morning. I do not do a broadcast with you guys because I feel like shit. I did not do the broadcast. I text my attorney. I'm going to be late for court. I'm having a bad morning. I don't feel good. So I get to court. There's a case in front of me. That person, listen carefully to the courtroom I'm in. The person in front of me apparently stole thousands and thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from Amazon. She was an Amazon employee. She did not have a prior arrest record of theft. She had never done this before. She was having hard times, blah, 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 blah. She stole this stuff from Amazon. It was like $15,000 worth of stuff. While she was awaiting court, she paid the restitution. She paid the $15,000 to an escrow account with her attorney. I'm in the courtroom. I don't know this lady. She paid the restitution, so she got to court. Amazon, the attorney has all the money to pay Amazon off. She's so sorry, blah, blah, blah. The judge wasn't trying to hear that shit. This judge said he had very personal convictions around people stealing from their job. He said, in this economy, when people are looking for work and employers can't hire anyone, this company trusted you, you stole from them. You don't know what people had to sacrifice to be able to buy the things that they bought. You don't know if there were graduation gifts, birthday gifts, sympathy gifts to someone died. You didn't think about anybody but yourself. He went in on this woman, and you are the scum of the earth, basically, for stealing from an employer that trusted you. Went on and on and on. He said, you are going to jail. He said that to that lady. I looked at my daughter who was in the courtroom with me. I said, bitch, I'm going to jail. And he proceeded to give that woman 1 year, everything suspended except for 2 months, 60 days. That woman had to go to jail for 60 days. Her attorney said, Your Honor, because she had paid the restitution and because she had no priors, we were not expecting this outcome. She has 3 children under the age of 10 that are at home with a teen family member. Can she go home, make accommodations for her children so they can go to school and report back at 6 p.m. and turn herself in? He said, no. She goes to jail right now. And they locked that woman up and took her ass in the back. Then he said, where are the other attorneys on the rest of these cases? The state's attorney said, Ivan Bates is out in the hallway. I saw him. And the other attorneys are maybe out there as well. The judge said, go get them. Go get them. They're holding me up, and let them know that I'm very irritated. The judge said, I'm irritated. My case is next, and the judge is irritated. So I went out to the hallway, and I was like, Ivan. The judge said, come on, and he's irritated. I was like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I know him. I interned with him. Blah, 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 shit that attorneys say when they know the judge. I'm confident. I didn't walk in here with no damn public defender. I'm walking in here with Baltimore City's new state's attorney. And I don't have no priors. We get up there, and for the first time in my whole life, my attorney said to me, we're going to plead guilty. He said, don't worry about it. We'll plead guilty, and I'll plead it down. You'll be fine. The judge asked the state's attorney, the judge asked, how do we plead? My attorney said we plead guilty, and he went on to give him a record of my prescription medications. He gave them a letter that I completed the DUI class. No one told me to. I went and I did that. And let me tell you, my DUI class, I learned something very important. He said that DUIs don't happen to fall down drunkards. DUIs happen to people, most of the time, to people who are out socially drinking and miscalculate their ability to drive home. And throughout this class, you're not told, oh, stop drinking, stop drinking, stop drinking. You're told mechanisms that you should put in place to not get behind the wheel of a car after you leave a social event. The mechanisms that are already in place: drink water, make sure you eat, don't drink and jump right behind the wheel of a car if it's raining or it's dark, and all of this stuff, right? So my attorney gave them the letter that I completed this DUI class, and then he went on to read the myriad of wonderful things that I've done for Baltimore, who I am, what I do, and just, Mother Teresa got a proclamation from Obama and every mayor, and what I did for kids in Baltimore, what I currently do, what I've done, and what I do for free, and the school drives, and Christmas, and everything that you guys have seen me do, and all the things that you say, great job, Erica. My attorney presented this to the court, and he didn't give a fuck. That judge was like, can we have the reading of the charging documents, please? And that state's attorney, y'all ready? The state's attorney began reading the charging documents. And I must say, I went to court as my bubbly, cute as a button self. Hair's done, makeup did, nice professional suit on, standing there looking like a law-abiding citizen. My lawyer just read all the wonderful things I've done. So in the courtroom, people see me. Then this state's attorney begins reading this document. And it goes a little something like this. On November 7th, Ms. Erica Alston Buck was seen driving a white convertible Mercedes-Benz, sideswiped somebody's car. Her and that person pulled off at the next exit where they flagged down the state trooper. State trooper came to the scene. State trooper talks to the driver of the car that I hit, then came to my car and stated that he smelled alcohol. After smelling alcohol, he asked Miss Erica Alston Buck, have you been drinking? To which she said, yes, I'm just leaving a party where I had 2 drinks. He said, are you on any drugs or prescriptions, blah, blah, blah. And to which she responded, yes, she's on a narcotic pain medication for a chronic pain disorder. The officer then asked if Miss Alston Buck was willing to forego to engage in a field sobriety test, to which Miss Alston Buck replied, I cannot, for medical reasons. It went on to say that I had this whole conversation with this officer regarding that heel toe thing. I can't do it. If I stood up right now and tried to do it, I can't. It is actually the things that they did, that they do on the field sobriety test, are actually things that my doctor does with me often to test the progression of my disorder. Because of vertigo, I absolutely cannot lean my head back and do that shit. I would have been flat out on the goddamn street. And I said this to the officer, I can't do that on a great day in broad daylight on concrete, let alone on the side of the road in the dark. And he says, are you refusing to do the test? I said, no, sir. I am letting you know that I'm incapable of doing it for medical reasons. And this was shit went wrong. He says, well, I'm going to place you under arrest. And the nice officer proceeded to place me under arrest, at which time I turned into E from Pennsylvania and Clifton Avenue, circa 1996. If it was on television, the reading of the charging documents would have sounded like this. Then Miss Erica Alston Buck said, beep, 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 bleep, 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 bleep. And they're reading all of these curse words, all this profanity, all this vulgar. Every word that I know, words that shouldn't be put together, I put together to use on this police officer. Then apparently he tried to cuff me, and I began punching and kicking And if that wasn't enough, I spit. I do not even know how to posture myself in a way to gather saliva in my mouth and project it onto a person. The thought of that makes me want to vomit. That is the nastiest, most grotesque thing that you can do to an animal. I spit on a state trooper. I am blessed to be alive. In 2022, my little 100-pound ass was on the side of the road punching, kicking, and spitting on a state trooper. When I tell you, I have no recollection of this. So apparently, I'm in the car, shackled, with cuffs on, and remember I woke up sore? Because I was acting like a goddamn fool. Now, when I tell you that my daughter later told me that they didn't tow my car. They allowed us to park my car. They allowed my daughter to come to the barracks. A whole bunch of shit happened that you were made an example. Can you see that one, Andrea? Yep. See the Darlene Turner? Yep. Anyway, they read that shit in the courtroom, and that judge is over it. Mother Teresa could have walked in there, and the Pope, Reverend Reed, Walter Scott Thomas, Kurt Franklin, and T.D. Jakes. My ass was going to jail. And the judge said to me, so I didn't get time for a DUI. I got probation before judgment. They threw that shit out. When it was all said and done, I got 1 year. Do you hear me? I went to court thinking I was going to leave. I had a 2:00 meeting. I had I was speaking at Johns Hopkins at 4:30. I had a 6:00 meeting. I had a conference on Thursday that I was prepared. I'd ordered all these marketing materials that I still had to approve the proofs and get them delivered by Thursday. I was navigating, getting key people to the conference. I was responsible for the press around the unveiling of Elijah Cummings' portrait at the U.S. Capitol on the next day. My week was full, and that judge didn't give a fuck. The judge said, you are going to jail. You're so blessed. I'm so sorry all this happened to you. Thank you so much. He says, you're going to jail, and you're going to jail today. I'm giving you 1 year. You have no priors. I see that. And they didn't do first degree assault. They didn't do third degree assault. I got charged with second degree assault on an officer. And he suspended all of the year except 30 days. He says, you are going to jail. And my wonderful attorney said, Your Honor, we are clear of Ms. Alston Buck's responsibilities. I've laid out what she does and who she is in this courtroom today. We were not prepared for the sentence. We are asking that you defer her sentencing until Friday so she can get her affairs in order and she will turn herself in. And he cut my attorney off and said, absolutely not. She's going to jail today. Cuff her. I left out a key part. They asked for a victim statement. The judge asked, is the officer here? And the state's attorney said he was here, but he left because he had child care issues. And he said, is the driver of the car here? State's attorney said, yes, she's here. And this blonde-haired, blue-eyed, older white woman walked up to the state's attorney's table. And the state's attorney said, can you please give the judge your victim impact statement. The judge says, ma'am, how did this night impact your life? She said, I am the sole caregiver for my blind husband. Why husband blind though? Why? This shit could get no fucking worse. I'm the sole caregiver for my blind husband. As a result of this accident, our only vehicle was not available for 2 days. I wasn't able to go to work or get his prescriptions or take him to any of his appointments. We had a $500 deductible because it took some time for us before we could get Miss Austin Buck's insurance information. I didn't have $500, Your Honor, so my insurance company allowed me to give a $250 deductible, but that $250 had to come out of my husband's prescription fund. Bitch. What? You could have bought me for a half a cent. Now I got a blind man that can't go to the doctor and they just spent his damn prescription to get their car fixed. Then they put fucking handcuffs on me, right? So I get to, first, before I even, yes, nothing, look, when I tell you, my attorney came to that jail to see me, and he was like, yo, guess what? This is why, yes. There were 2 people in jail with me with assault on an officer. One got 4 years for spitting on the officer's shoe, and the other got 6 months because she was resisting, and in the resist, she hit him. Not purposely. You know, I was tank. 2 people. My attorney came to see me that Friday. He said, yo, he had it circled. He was giving you 6 months. We did. And no! Judge Alexander! No! I'm going to find his first name. No! You out there being She-Hulk. Anyway, I had a minute. I had exactly 1 minute to feel sorry for myself, to have this little pity party. I did that shit. Whether somebody gave me something, whether I irresponsibly mixed alcohol with I don't know. Had someone mentioned this, maybe somebody gave you something sooner, maybe we would ask for a toxicology report. None of that happened. What I do know, because of where I come from and where I am now, nothing happens in my life without God's permission. If I wasn't supposed to be in jail on the 13th of September, I would not have been there. I believe in someone that has all power. If I wasn't supposed to be there, I wouldn't have been there. So I had 1 minute to be in a pity party. The next minute I was like, all right, yo, that's how I talk to God. I don't know how you talk to him. I was like, this is where you got me. Whatever's supposed to be. Now remember, I'm sweating, I'm coughing, I got phlegm in the back of my throat, I got a fire in my chest, and I'm in jail. I get to the jail, and because I have COVID symptoms, I'm isolated for 3 days on solitary. After solitary, I go to classification, where it is the equivalent. This is no exaggeration. The worst gas station bathroom, and put a metal bunk bed in it. Put that nasty toilet like right next to the bed, the metal bed, and then put a gym mat, not a mattress, a plastic gym mat on the metal frame next to that toilet. And that was my cell. And for the next 10 days, I had 23 hours in a cell and 1 hour out each day. 23 hours sleeping next to the toilet in the gas station bathroom on the gym mat. Plastic mat, no sheet. They don't give me a fucking sheet. You guys do know, how often do I talk about my sheets, right? I don't sleep on anything less than 1,000 thread count. My word. They put this bitch on a gym mat with no sheet for 23 hours, and you can't call it food. I don't know what that is. It's not food. I survived 10 days on apples and cookies. Apples and cookies. And each hour that I came out each day, Andrea, who handled client affairs for me, my daughter, who handles social media, and I'll get to that. Kiri handled contacting my school. I gave very strict directives because I am trying to protect my both personal and professional life. I told someone who was a good friend to not tell anyone anything other than I had COVID. It was nobody's business. So I shared this with a friend of mine. I said, I don't give a fuck what they ask, what they say. The response is she's got COVID. My children were given the same directive because I need to own my own narrative. I don't need anyone adding shit to it, right? My friend of many, many years decided that she would tell people what she said was the truth. Did you hear what I said? I asked someone that I loved, respected, and trusted for over 30 years to protect me. And instead of protecting me, she provided people with what she said was the truth. Be kind. Be kind. Helen, people that don't know me understand that. This person knows me, knows what I do, knows how I do it, and went against my only request to her. If anyone asks you anything about where I am or what I'm doing, the response is she's got COVID. And she couldn't do that. No, it wasn't Tina. Yeah, that's not a friend. Thank you. Then my daughter called me. No, my daughter called me, right? I called my daughter, and I'm going to wrap this up. It's 9:30. I called my daughter, and who we call on the show the imposter, the person I was dating publicly when all of this happened. That person texted my daughter and said, it's rumored, this is out the clear blue sky. I don't talk to him. We don't talk to him. He texted my daughter and he said, it's rumored that your mom is incarcerated and people are upset about the COVID hoax. How is it rumored that I'm incarcerated? Who started that rumor? So people just randomly found out I was locked up? And then who are the people that's upset about the COVID hoax? And what's the COVID hoax? And that's when I gave my daughter permission to go on my page and say, I'm not just sick, but I'm in jail. Because what I know is he is the people. Get in front of your shit. I had no intention on, no, there's absolutely no reason that I have to share every intricate personal detail of my life with anybody. Regardless of how public my platform is, what I say, or what I do, I still deserve the privilege of privacy. If I choose to share information, that's my choice. So I'm going to address the COVID hoax. During the 3 days that I was in isolation, I was given breathing treatment. So I have bronchitis. I don't know how long you followed me. Does anybody remember like 2 years in a row I broke a rib coughing? And my thing with my mom, and I'm going to miss my mom this winter season. Every winter I call my mom and I tell her I think I've got pneumonia because I cough. It doesn't produce anything. I'm convinced it's not producing anything because there's fluid in my lungs. and I cough and I break my rib. I have bronchitis. Someone said something about the COVID exacerbating my symptoms of the other things that are going on with me. So I was getting, because I had this fire and this cough, I was getting breathing treatment. So I'm talking really good now. But when I was calling my daughter the first couple of days, I could barely speak. I'm in excruciating pain. Remember, I'm sleeping on a metal bed. I have chronic pain anyway. So I'm in all this pain. I can't breathe. I'm hurting. My kids can't see me. I talked to Kiri today, and she stayed on the phone with me so long. She says, it feels like I haven't seen you in a month, right? Y'all know how I am with my kids, right? So I called Andrea. She goes, how are you? And I said, well, everything hurts. I'm in so much pain. They give me this breathing treatment 3 times a day. She said, breathe. I said, yes, I'm on this breathing machine 3 times a day. That's what I said. So Andrea posted I was on a fucking ventilator. And when I called Andrea to ask her how you guys were, because I wanted to hear that you cared about me, that you were thinking about me. And she was like, oh, the response is great. Everyone is asking about you. Everybody wants you to get well soon. When I said you were on the ventilator, people started calling. I said, ventilator? And she goes, yes. When you said you were on the breathing machine, I said, Andrea, you got to take that down. So I told Andrea to take everything, all I asked. And this is my children protecting me. This is my children doing what they thought they needed to do for me. I said, you have to take that down. All I want up there is that I've got COVID. You don't have to answer any questions. You don't owe anybody anything. I'll deal with the questions. But after that idiot said to her that it was rumored that I was in jail, and I said, say this. And that's when you guys saw that she posted, I said that I was in jail, and I'll deal with, whatever. He doesn't deserve. I told Andrea before the show started, I'm this close to saying his fucking name, but y'all know who the imposter is, broke motherfucker that I don't want, and you ain't got shit, ain't never going to have shit. You mad as a motherfucker, I don't want you, you're going to do that. Boy, bye. Did I say all that? I said out loud? I'm talking to my producer. She backstage crying, laughing. I thought I was thinking that. I didn't say his name, did I? Can I say his initials? No? Okay. Yo! Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm so glad that you joined me and gave me an opportunity to share with you every single detail that I wanted to share with you. I am free and I am clear. All hearts and minds are clear. Amen, amen, amen. Time for a benediction, baby. I'm back like I never left. Motherfuckers. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind. Until next Sunday, I'll see you here for Datum All Sis. Every Sunday at 8:30. We'll go back to talking about cuffing season, and I gotta tell you all about the 35-year-old magic that's happening in my life. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock a.m. for Get Ready With Me. Have a great day on purpose. Be good to you, because when you're good to you, other motherfuckers don't have a choice but to do the same. See you tomorrow at 8. Bye-bye.